country is in, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our gathering a blessed gathering, surrounded with the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and followed with success in this life and next. Ameen. Talking about happiness is an interesting topic, and a lot of people don't realize that actually one of the ultimate goals of Sharia is to make you happy. There are so many rules, there are so many sunan practices, there are so many ahadith encourage us to be happy. Actually, it is a natural result for someone who comes near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to be happier. Once Hassan al-Basri was asked by a man, قال يا إمام هل صحيح أن من عرف الله طال حزنه وخوفه? Is it true that the one who truly knows Allah, comes so close to Allah, becomes so righteous, that this person will be God conscious, will be constantly living in fear and worries and kind of sadness? He said, no. قال من عرف الله قال فرحه. Those truly who knows Allah, he will be always happy. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إن الأبرار لفي نعيم وإن الفجار لفي جحيم. If you notice, Allah said the abrar, righteous, will be in goodness, na'im, in joy, and that general statement. But when it comes to the other ones, the opposite of the righteous, the wrongdoers and the evildoers and the disbelievers, he said, fi jahim, in hell. But in misery. You know, it's like hell here could be literally mean the hellfire, and could also refer to, like what we say, it's hell, it's like hell, it's like so bad. Okay? But Allah, what he said about the fujjar, yaslawnaha yawmin, they will be in hell in the day of judgment. In another word, that they might be in this dunya for sometimes in good, but in the akhirah, they definitely will be in a bad shape. As for the believers, Allah said they are in good in this life and the next. Happiness, and we need to keep that in mind, that happiness is maqsad al-maqasid al-shari, is a goal of Sharia, is one of the goals of Sharia that want to see happening in your life. Sharia wants you to see smiling, laughing, having a good time, relaxed, content, not stressed out. Anyone find that his or her religiosity lead them to be so stressed out, to be in sadness, to be depressed, to be like, too worried, like live in constant fear, there's something wrong with your understanding of the religion, or there is something wrong in the way you practice the religion. Sharia should bring ease, should bring relief, should bring an easy life to the person. Happiness cannot be achieved by gold and silver, as people say, simply because it is more valuable than gold and silver. Many people talk about happiness, and you can see a great deal of research by psychologists and different types of scientists talk about what is happiness. But at the end of the day, they all come to a conclusion that happiness is an inner feeling, something inside you, making you feel content, relaxed, something making you feel that you can enjoy your moment, enjoy your life. There is a documentary was made on 4 kids, one from San Francisco, and a kid from Tokyo, and a kid from Tibet in Central Asia, and a kid from Africa. I forgot what country. So you can imagine a kid raised in Tokyo and very good household in San Francisco. These kids have all these toys, whatever you name, lifestyle. And the documentary actually, it started from the moment that they were born. It's a very interesting documentary. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if it's done by BBC or not, but it's called Child, if you ever want to search it. Then the same thing, they document the moment of the birth of the kids in Africa and Central Asia in San Francisco. Then they compare between their lives. You know, the kids in Africa and Tibet have nothing. There's no toys. Their toys is made of like tree branches and you know, just very simple. But guess what? It's so clear that these two kids who live in Africa and Tibet, they're much happier, or they were happier than the one who lived in Tokyo and San Francisco. And that's not cheap lying, you know, just to say it. No, that actually, you can check it yourself. A lot of people don't, you know, understand that really money does not buy happiness. It helps, don't misunderstand me. Money is a good servant. Okay? But it's not happiness. There is a study that was made, over 16,000 people were asked about what made them happy, what happiness is. Only 5% said wealth and money. You know, I have a friend said once, when I say that, he said, "Sheikh Waleed, you know what, all I ask is to prove that lots of money cannot make me happy. That's all I want, just to prove that." Oh wow, a lot of money, so we can prove that point. Anyway, so 31% actually said happiness can be found in love, when you fall in love. No doubt, the moment that you spend with someone that you love, it's a very happy moment. It's a very happy moment. Especially if this love is sincere and pure. I will never forget the face of the people who tell me that this is their first time to see the Prophet ﷺ in dream. Anyone here, if you ever experienced that, you see the Prophet ﷺ you see his face, he's talking to you, you're talking to him. You need to have that experience in seeing the Prophet, because the Nabi ﷺ said, "Whoever saw me in his dream have seen me, because the shaitan will not take my shape." The condition is that that person comes in dream, have the same feature of the Prophet ﷺ. Because the shaitan can take another feature and say that I'm Muhammad. That's possible. But the shaitan cannot take the same features and the look of the Prophet ﷺ. Anyway, when someone, I've seen this several times when people telling me that he or she saw the Prophet in their dream. Wallahi, if you see the happiness, the amount of happiness that they have, just for spending few maybe seconds or whatever, in dream, during sleep with the Prophet ﷺ, because they love him so much, that they make them so happy. Can you imagine the amount of happiness that you get when you will be in his company in the Day of Judgment, or in Jannah? Can you imagine the amount of happiness that you will get? Your love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more than anything if it is. The moment you spend with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah is the happiest moment. It's a happy moment when you spend time with your children or your family who you love. 18% said in a good company you can find happiness if you're surrounded with good people that you love. 7% said marriage. 3% said childhood. 2% said traveling. This is like a different numbers. But I don't believe that these answers represent what this happiness is. I think all these can help you to be happy. But I will tell you, if this is the only thing you remember from my lecture tonight, I'm good. There's nothing, and there's no one can make you happy except yourself. You can travel the world in business class, in first class, and you're still not happy. You can be the most beautiful place in the world. You can be married to the most beautiful, righteous woman or husband, a man, a handsome man you can think of, you know, and you're still unhappy. You have the best kids in the world and you're unhappy. You have the best income and job and secure job, you're still unhappy. Happiness comes from within. They said there's two friends who went fishing. Okay? One of them got a good fish. He said, I'm good for the day. Anybody go fishing here? Hadad? Okay. So, good. I go fishing too. So, when you go fishing, you know, it's fun. And when you catch a fish, you're always interested in catching another one. You know, where I live, we have a very strict rules about how many you can catch, what's the legal size and stuff like that. Anyway, so this man got a good sized fish. He put it in his bag and he said, I'm done. So his friend said, where are you going? He said, I'm going home. I'll cut it, fillet it, and cook it. And me and my wife, we will enjoy this fish tonight. Then he said, why would you do that? Why can't you continue fishing so you can get another big one? This is a very good fish, expensive one. He said, why would I do that? He said, so you can get another big one and you can sell it to make money. He said, and why would I do that? So the man, his friend said, oh, you can make this money if you don't want to spend it, you can save it and you can invest it. And who knows, maybe this money will grow and will get you, you know, a big, good return. He started using his imagination. He said, so what? He said, maybe you will be rich. He said, then what? He said, because what if I became rich? He said, when you became rich, you don't need to work. He said, okay. Then he said, if you don't need to work, you can spend time with your wife and your family. And he said, but that's what I'm going to be doing now. Tonight, not 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You see, this whole entire plan for 10 years, I had imagination, and it's going to happen or not. In the end of the day, because he wants to spend a good time with his family, he said, you know what, I'm taking this one fish, going to home today, and I'm going to do the same thing. It's the same result. I'm going to be happy. This guy is content from inside. That's why he finds happiness in small things like that. Al-Ghazali once said, Abu Hamid Mashhur, Al-Ladha was-Sa'ada, the true meaning of happiness and joy, عند ابن آدم هي معرفة الله. For children of Adam, it is in knowing Allah. It is in worshiping Allah. It's in coming closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. كان بعض السلف يقولون, some of the early scholars used to say, لو يعلم الملوك وأبناء الملوك ما نحن عليه لجعلون عليه السوء. They used to say, if these rich, powerful people, kings and rulers and rich people, know what kind of joy we find in the worship of Allah, they will fight us over it, just to get that joy. Because why do we get this fame and power and money and do all? To feel happy, to feel special. He said, if they know that the real meaning of feeling special and happy and coming closer to Allah, they will fight us over it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a promise. من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة. Those who do good from male and female while they are a believer, we promise them that they will live a good life, حياة طيبة, in Surah Al-Nahl. And on the other hand, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فمن اتبع هداي فلا يضل ولا يشقى ومن أعرض عن ذكري فإن له معيشة ضنكا. Those who follow my misled, and they will not live in misery. And those who turn away from the remembrance of Allah, they will live bunka. They will live in a very narrow, tight life. And another verse, فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْعُسْرَةِ, will make his life usra. Usra comes from the word asir, which is something difficult, not easy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ. With the remembrance of Allah, this serenity comes to the heart. Allah said, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَتَطْمَئِنُّ قُلُوبُهُم بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبُ. We bring down the verses of the Quran, which are these verses, healing, shifa, mercy to the believers. To what? To the believers. Speaking of the believers. If you look at all the Quran, from Al-Fatiha to Al-Nas, Allah made promises to the believers. That's right? That's right? Especially the promises as to this life. Victory, strength, protections, all this kind of, I will be with you. All these promises made for the believers. And then a single time, you'll see that Allah made the promise to the Muslims. He always said to the mu'min. Al-Iman is a higher level than Islam. Al-Islam is to do these basics, to pray 5 times a day, to fast Ramadan, to make Hajj, and to give the zakat. Okay? Al-Iman is the foundation, is the belief. And a lot of people focus a lot on the principles of Islam, while they don't pay attention to strengthen their Iman, their faith. That's why Allah said to the Arab, to the people who newly came to Medina and claimed that they were believers. He said, no, not yet. You just entered Islam. وَلَكِنْ قُلُوا أَسْلَمْنَا, you Muslims. Not yet reached that level. And a lot of time we don't pay attention to it. That's why I'm very thankful to the brothers here who are organizing this event and the event tomorrow. Because tomorrow we'll talk about the issue of believing in the hereafter. To increase that Iman. Because the more this Iman is strong in your heart, the more you receive from these promises of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you look at it in the Quran, look it up. Every time you look at it in the Quran, look, it's always the promise to the believer. Believe, mu'min, 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 mu'min. ثُمَّ نُنَجِّي الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا. It was mu'min or muttaqi. إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَبِالَّذِينَ أَسْلَمُوا. Always refer to the mu'mineen. Anyway, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that this Quran is healing and mercy for the believers. This brings tranquility to the heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ مَوْعِظَةٌ مِّن رَّبِّكُمْ وَشِفَاءٌ لِمَا فِي الصُّدُورِ وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. All mankind have come to you admonition from your Lord, a reminder from your Lord, and a healing to what's in your chest, what's in your heart. Healing to the doubts, healing to the haram lust that we feel and we have and we struggle with inside our heart. And a guidance and a mercy to the believers. Quran, subhanAllah, is very powerful. One year, I was in my Masjid in America, in Texas. First day for Ramadan. Tarawih. Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. We just started Surah Al-Baqarah. All of a sudden, at that time, our masjid was a rental place, like in a strip mall. Also, this guy, opened. What are you guys doing here? Old man. We were praying. He's talking. What are you guys doing here? We're all praying. And the door, you walk from the door, and you immediately see the first one. So he took a chair and faced the Muslim League, and he was just looking at me praying. I said, Assalamu alaikum, wa rahmatullahi. First rak'ah, we'll make it short. And he said, I like it. Can you do more? I said, yeah, we just started anyway. And I said to the guy, just leave him. He attended the whole entire Taraweeh prayer. Just sitting on the chair, just watching. Then after we finished, he told me, I have a question for you. What's this? I said, that's the words of Allah. He said, indeed it must be. I didn't understand what you're saying. But I feel that I understand everything you say. I feel that this is something talking to my soul, to my heart. I want to believe in the one who said these words. And he took his shahada that day. So it's the first day following. The Quran touched the heart. Every joy has to do with the body is temporary. But the joys that has to do with your soul is something eternal. It's so powerful. That connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is amazing. That's why the Nabi sallallahu used to say, Arihna biha ya Bilal. Bring rest, bring peace to us by calling the adhan. وَجُعِلَتْ قُرَّةُ عَيْنِ فِي الصَّلَاةِ. Just keep that in mind, because this is a foundation for our talk, and one of the most important points in our talk today, or tonight, is to remember that it's not enough to make your body happy or to put a smile on your face. It's good, but also you need to put a smile on your soul, to make your soul connected with its creator. It's important for us to understand that we should pursue happiness. We should make it a goal. But you know what? I want to make sure that I'm a happy person. Sometimes because of the nature of my work, I get a lot of stress and listen to a lot of people's problems and deal with a lot of problems, especially living in the West. You're the sheikh, you're the judge, you're the father, you're the mahram, you're the counselor, you are the teacher, you are, the PR, you are the media guy, you are like everything. Sometimes. It's so stressful. And sometimes I just look at the mirror and say, I'm a happy person. I'm not going to let all these things to make me feel down. I make sure that my kids are happy. Hey, have a good, happy day today, kids. Make sure that my community is happy. No matter how hard, because happiness has nothing to do with your circumstances. It has to do with you from inside. Don't let anything knock you from inside. That's why you see, no matter how bad the situation was with the Prophet ﷺ, he never was defeated from inside. He always maintained that strength. He never let worries take over his mind, even in the most critical point, which is in Hijrah, when the Nabi ﷺ was in the cave and they were searching for him, to the extent that Abu Bakr said, Wallahi, if you look down, he will see us. If you just look down, he's in his horse or camel, if you just look down, he will see us in the cave. And Allah says, لا تحزن. Don't worry. إن الله معنا. Allah with us. What do you want more than that? Is that happiness that make you feel, no matter what happened, you almost content from inside? There's nothing can ruin that. Maintaining that's not easy, but it is something that you need to struggle with. You need to pursue. You need to put it as a goal that, you know what, I'm not going to make my home, my workplace, my life, nothing can ruin for me. I'm going to stay happy from inside. I don't care if other people know. Most people I found rather be certain they are miserable than risk being happy. I will say that again. I found in my life that many people rather be certain they are miserable and become miserable, things blah, blah, blah. They're certain about that. Then risk. And then risk being happy. And they don't want to take the risk to do things that make them happy. I don't know what makes you happy, what help you to be happy. But I will share with you tonight a few points that I know for sure they are the anti-happiness. They are the thing that take happiness away. Be very aware of them. Number one, sins. الذنوب والمعاصي. The sins and the wrongdoing, even if it has a temporary joy, it turns to something so painful. Just all of us committed sins in our life. No one here is infallible or perfect. But these things that you committed, subhanAllah, maybe at the moment you didn't think about it, you enjoyed it, was like whatever sin this was. But after that, it turned to be sadness and feeling bad about yourself. And you feel that this is something that, I wish I didn't do that. Why did I do that? Maybe it's a moment before you go to sleep and you think about, why did I say that? Why did I watch that? Why did I do that? Maybe a moment of reflections. Maybe when you are older today, thinking about what you did in your youth, in your early days. And now it just turned to be something so worry about, a concern that you have. Sins are so dangerous when it comes to the concept of happiness because sins take away the blessings of life. Sins make you don't enjoy the halal. The joy that comes from halal, sins take it away. A guy came to me and said, Sheikh, I want to ask you something, but I'm very embarrassed. And I said to him, go ahead. He said, Sheikh, I don't enjoy my wife. Like physically. I lost attraction. Not because she looks bad or she changed, but I didn't know what to do. I said to him, stop watching haram. You didn't know that. I said, stop watching what's haram. Oh my God. How do you know, Sheikh? I'm addicted to pornography. I just spilled the beans. Like he told me, like the whole thing. I said, because I know one of the first impacts of haram is to strip you away from enjoying what is halal. A guy came to me and he said, Sheikh, he's a singer in Canada, in Toronto, or from Toronto. And he said, Sheikh, I sing basically in a group, and I use instruments and music and stuff like that. I don't do bad things, but For a long time, Sheikh Waleed, I stopped doing this, I didn't do that because music's haram and I know the opinions. This is the opinion of the former or the fuqaha. But now I decide just to do it, and he started testifying for himself. I said, hey, I'm not going to get into the debate of music halal haram. I'm not going to get into this debate. I just have one question for you, and I want you to be honest with me. You were religious all your life, son. I said, since I was in high school. I said, I have a question. Before you start using music in your performance and comparing it to now, tell me the truth. Do you enjoy reading the Quran? Do you really enjoy reciting in your salah or something? And I can see the struggle in his face. And the answer was a tear coming down from his eyes. It was more powerful than any words. I'll tell you the truth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take away the haram. That's why he said, وَمَنْ يَكُ ذَافًا مِنْ مَرِيضٍ يَجِبْ بِهِ مُرًّا الْمَاءَ السُّلَامِ. If you have a sick mouth, you're sick, even water tastes bad. If you have flu, even the water tastes bad. That's what the sins do. It just take away from you the joy of anything that's halal. That's why it is so dangerous concept when it comes to happiness. But in this good sin, it is also important for us to deal with our sins and mistakes in a positive manner. And I mean by positive manner because we all commit sin. There's no one perfect. We have various levels. But whenever we look at our sins, we should not look at it as the end of the world. We should not look at it as that's what khalas destroyed us. I don't have a chance now. We look at it as a bad experience that I can learn from it to grow. I see my sins as an opportunity for me to improve myself. That I know now what is my weakness. And I know now how to defeat the shaitan next time. I see my sin as a motivation for me to do more good, to wipe out the sin. Because the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَأَتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحِهَا. The hadith in Tirmidhi. He said, follow the bad deeds with the good deeds to erase it. And by the way, it has to be in the same level of the sin. يعني لابد يكون الحسنة في نفس مقدار السيئة, in the same level. That's why Umar radiallahu anhu said, لو رأيتني يوم أبي جنة, if you saw me in the day of Abu Jannah, I almost destroy myself. I almost destroy my iman and faith. Why? Because he objected to the Prophet ﷺ when the Prophet said, write Muhammad instead of Muhammad, the messenger of Allah. He said, fine, in the treaty with the Quraysh. He said, okay, write Muhammad. Umar was very angry and he objected to that. Why? You don't say why to the Prophet ﷺ. You don't object. Then Umar said after that, قال فعلمت لها أعمالا كالجبال. I did good deeds like the size of mountains just to erase that sin. So if the sin is major and big, your good deeds has to be also major and big. Anyway, so it is important for us to see it in a positive lens, or to have a positive attitude towards our sins. Don't ever give up hope in Allah. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا فَعَلُوا فَاحِشَةً أَوْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ ذَكَرُوا اللَّهَ فَاسْتَغْفَرُوا لِذُنُوبِهِمْ وَمَنْ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. Those who commit sin, they remember Allah, and they realize there's no one else to forgive the sins except Allah. I'll tell you guys, Allah does not deserve to be sinning against with a small sin or big sin. That's why in the early days they used to say, don't look at the size of your sin, look at the size of the one that you disobeyed. Don't look at the size of your disobedience. the size of the one you disobey. But also, there is no sin it's too much for Allah to forgive. There is no sin it's too big for Allah to forgive. The only sin that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not forgive unless you personally change and repent from it is kufr and shirk. قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله إن الله يغفر الذنوب جميعا. Allah forgive all sins. في صحيح مسلم من حديث أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said والذي نفسي بيده, I swear by the one whose my soul is in. If you don't commit sin, if you think you can be perfect, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take away and bring people who will commit sin and they will ask for forgiveness. Why? Because this struggle, this repentance will make you grow bigger and better. No one can go back and start a new beginning. What happened? What I did. But you know what? Anyone can today start a new beginning. No one can go back and start a new beginning on time. But anyone today can start a new beginning. You know what? Today I'm changing my course of my life. Today is a new day for me, especially the new year and people like doing a lot of solutions. Number 2, envy. Oh my God. I never seen anyone worse than the people who envy have taken over their hearts. Envy is the opposite of happiness. There is no envy and happiness cannot be together inside the heart. إني لأرحم حاسدي لحبل ما ضمرت صدورهم من الأوغان جحدوا صنيع الله جحدوا صنيع الله بي في عيوني جحدوا صنيع الله بي فعيونهم في جنة وصدورهم في نار. It's a beautiful poetry. He said, I feel bad for those who envy me because of the fire that's inside their hearts. They are so angry at Allah's blessing upon me. Okay? So he said, you can see from outside, you look like, oh, you don't care. But inside there's a fire taking over their hearts. If I want to put it in an American way. Yeah. Our envy always lasts longer than the happiness of those we envy. I'll say this again. Our envy always lasts longer than the happiness of those we envy. Even if you envy them for something, somebody got a car, you envy, oh my God, he got a car. Why my brother got a car? Why my cousin got a car? Why did he get a car? Why did you envy the person? Maybe the person sold the car and the car got maybe an accident and it's years and years later he's still inside working out like that why is the car like that? Why is the money? Why are you marrying this woman and not marrying a good wife like him or husband like him? This is the quality of bad people. أم يحسبون الناس على ما آتاهم الله من فضله لا يوسف أخوه أحب إلى أبينا منا. They envied Yusuf. They envied Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ash-Shaytan is the one who known of being filled with envy against who? Adam. He said, I'm better than Adam. Why Adam will basically have people speak sujood for him? Envy comes from people's ignorance of or lack of belief in their own gifts. I notice that people envy others because they don't look at the gifts that Allah given to them. They always look at what other people have. I'll tell you, when you envy someone, you only hurt yourself. Envy shoots at others, but only wound themselves. so close to envy is greed. Man, you can't be happy and greedy at the same time. Greed kills any sense of happiness. Greed, as we say, greed, whatever you collect, it will means nothing. Greedy people, wealth and anything that they gain in this life, for them it's like salt water. The more you drink from it, the more you want more and more and more and more. And the more you drink from it, the more thirsty you become. If you ever try salt water, don't. It's not good for you. But if people drink, that's why people die. Basically, diarrhea, and they die if you start drinking salt water in the ocean, in the Gulf here. So envy, it basically destroys the thing that you have in your hand. Don't spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Because if you always focus on what people have and what you don't look at what you don't have, you will never ever be happy. You see, this is a good point to point out. There's a difference between ambitions and greed. In Islam, we want you to be content, but it doesn't mean that you don't have an ambition. It doesn't mean that you don't aim high. It doesn't mean that you want more money, you want a better house, you want a better job, you want to have a higher position, you want to grow, you have a better grade. That's not. That's good. That's ambition is good. Seeking to be better is something good. But what's not good is that you want more money while you're not happy with what you have. If I have $100,000 in my hand, I'm happy with it, but I want more. I got it, I'm good, I'm better. I didn't get it, I'm happy. That's different than someone have 100,000 in his hand, and he's, I'm not happy with it. I want more. 10,000, I'm not happy with it. The Muslim and the Mu'min, I'm happy even if I have $1, 1 dinar, so I'm happy with that I have. Alhamdulillah, I'll try my best to make it 2. That's good. But if somebody's saying, 9, what's 1 dinar? What's 100 dinar? What 1,000 dinar will do? That's somebody never going to be happy in his life or her life. You can't have everything. Those who want to get everything in life. Like my son was telling me, Baba, I want to have everything. I said, what are you going to put in? You're going to get everything. You get it? No one can have everything. Number 3, or number 4. One thing that I found kills happiness, a killing routine, a boring life. I think this is very sad, especially for people who work too much. They became living like a clock, like a mechanical kind of life. You know, there's no new things, there's no adventure, there's no change. It's the same thing every day, every day, every day. They eat the same food every day, every time, the same place. It just became a very mechanical thing. Life is not like that. You know the famous man, his name ibn Abbad. He's a prince. Him, his wife, his daughters decided one day to give up the kingdom, to give up palace, and to give everything, and they went and they lived in the desert. They got sick of living in palaces and this luxury life. So one change. Did you notice that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made change? He did not make the same thing. You know what? I don't know about Kuwait, but in many places in the world, there's 4 seasons. Okay? Not 2. You guys have like summer and like light summer. Okay? Summer and maybe winter, okay? But you see summer, winter, fall, spring, day, night. And the day is not the same thing. It's like the early day, the midday, the, asr, the night, the middle of the night, the maghrib. It just changed. things happening, changing. You know, there's moon, sun, stars. Okay? وهو الذي جعل لكم النهار لتسكنوا جعل لكم الليل لتسكنوا فيه والنهار مبصرا. I made for you the night so you can rest in it, and the nahar, the day, so you can work. You know why jail is so bad? You know what's the most suffering thing in jail? No change. It's the same four wall for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years. That's killing. Same people. Same food. It's unbelievable. That's a torture itself. Some people put themselves in the jail. It's the same thing it's the same furniture, for God's sake, for the last 10 years. Try it this weekend. Change the furniture in your house. Just the order of it. Just put the couch in another place and just change, put a new picture. Just make a little bit of change and see, you'll feel better. In a minute. It's just a matter of this kind of change is something, important. That's why in marriages, I always say, vacations in marriages are not luxury, they are necessities. I'll say it again. Vacations in marriage is not luxury, it's necessity to make that change. Even they talk about even the way they touch one another, the intimate with one another. There's a change must be happening. Khalas, at the same day, same time, every week, every month. It doesn't work this way. You need to introduce, basically new elements into your life. That's why you venture, adopting new hobbies, starting learning new skills. Maybe you learn a language. Maybe you learn, you start doing something different than what you do. Maybe you can talk to Rafiq and you go with him fishing. Try to know how that works for you. Or, you start something new. Even in ibadat. SubhanAllah. Those who always do salah is the same verses. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah. Khalas, the whole entire time. Nothing else. There's a guy in the desert, like in an area where there's very small people live. So a sheikh visits their village. It's not a village, it's just a badi. So he asked, they told him, our Imam is terrible. He said, what? Our Imam, he only read قُلْ يَا الْكَافِرُونَ وَقُلْ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. That's it. Every day, every salah. I think even in the Dhuhr and Asr. Maghrib and Isha and Fajr, that's what he reads, these two surahs. And the Sheikh told this Imam, he said, your community is like angry, saying you only read these two surah every single day for the whole year. This is the only thing you know from the Quran? He said, no, I know also Al-Kawthar when we have visitors. He said, I know Al-Kawthar when we have visitors. The point is, try to, you're not going to read new Quran, but try to read new surahs, new verses. Allahu Akbar, Subhana Rabbi al-A'la. Try another sunnah. Subuh, Quddus, Rabbul Malaikati wa Ruh. Subhana Rabbi al-A'la wa bihamdi. Subhana Rabbi al-A'la, Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. Allahumma ghfirli. There is many ways to say in the sunnah. These will bring joy to your salah. You feel your salah more. The impact of it make you happier and you feel better. Even the ibadat themselves, if you notice, you have salah, siyam, zakat, hajj, so on. If this has been said, on the other hand, there is something I want you to hear me carefully, because we're living in a time which is terrible, isn't it? As much as I want you to introduce new elements in your life, but also I want you to understand it is so important to learn how to have a routine in your life. The older generations, they have very kind of routine, never change. But the younger generation have another problem, which is the complete opposite. The younger generations, there is no routine in their life at all. It's constant change, constant change. Those people never enjoy life. Everything is so fast, so fast, so fast, you know? Yeah, you will, okay, I switched my iPhone 11 to 12 or X, whatever. I didn't even figure that out yet. I didn't even finish I didn't even know what this phone is about. I didn't even enjoy it yet. But you know, the new one comes, I have to get rid of it. New fashion. No, you can't wear this anymore. New design. A new this, new that, new car. Those who are always running after this constant change, they cannot have a routine in their life, they cannot be successful. And they cannot be happy. If you notice, we have a routine in our religion, teach us a routine. We pray Dhuhr every day. Same time. Maghrib and Isha, 5 times a day. Ramadan every year. There is a routine, and that's so important because if you don't have it in your life, you don't enjoy life. You want to just change. That's not good. Next point, which is I found a lot of people not happy in their life because they always feel that there is certain kind of conspiracy done to them. People hate them. People always plot against them. You always feel, you know what, they hate me. They don't want me. They don't care for me. Always feel like people are out there just to get to or to get her. There's people out there just want to destroy my life, to ruin my reputation, to get me fired, to get every time. Like I heard this sister once telling me, Sheikh, I just moved to this neighborhood and the neighbors are every day trying to get me to destroy my property and, do things to my car. I said, you just moved in, how did you know that? Oh, I was told of those bad neighbors. And that's it, the whole entire night, just watching and worries. And anything, even if it's a coincidence happen, khalas, that's it, it's just the proof. There's this people live alive, and that's, I don't know what is it, it's a sickness. I advise those people to go to seek a professional help, because this can be very, very, very dangerous. It can reach to a level that beyond even your imagination. I'm aware of, I was told by one of my friends about a young man in D.C. area, in America. He had this idea in his head that the government, the FBI, and the police watching him, tapping his phones, he's always watched, walked to the market, so he went to the Chinatown. And he's like, they're watching me, they're after me. I don't know, watch too much movies, or I don't know what it is. Anyway, then the guy went, it's a marketplace meet and he reached a level so much of stress that he starts screaming with a lot of it, stop following me, stop following me. And he run and he take the butcher knife, he put his hand and he hit his and he cut his toes, his fingers. And the blood started gushing. Stop following me. There's nobody following me. Can you imagine if you live all your life, somebody tapping my phone, somebody having, like I know people every time they go to any, or at least I know of people that, no, I'm not going to go travel to a hotel. Why? They put cameras in the hotel. Come on, I'll show you Waleed. He showed me a video. If somebody went to the hotel and he found in the air freshener spray. He said, look, the camera in the video. I said, Habibi, that's every single air freshener have that. It's not a camera, it's just the area where You know, it's where the spray, the air freshener. What's wrong with it? Can you imagine? This is like this every time, all these people watching this. I think this is so dangerous. It makes you not interested in doing anything because you always feel that there's people behind you to make you to ruin your life. It's your mother-in-law, it's your sister-in-law, or your family, or your co-workers, or your boss, and that's how you live. You know what? I don't care. I'll do what I should do and move on in my life. Don't let this strip you from your happiness. Also, worries. Worries often give small thing a big shadow. Worries always give small things big shadow. So you worry and you fear something, and it becomes so big in your mind, and that make you strip your happiness away. This is unreasonable fear. Phobia is something, it cannot be, exist with happiness. It's very hard to see somebody's happy while he or she have phobia. Always worry about diseases. Don't touch this, don't go this, don't do this, don't do that. Phobia about death. Oh, I'm not going to go this, I'm not going to write this, I'm not going to go. SubhanAllah, some people have so much also fear from failing. So let's never take any initiative. I don't want to fail, I don't want to fail. So what happened? You stay in this place. Fear from evil eye and envy. Don't tell anyone that we got this. No, I'm not going to make it public. No, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to show. No, don't wear. I know somebody said to me, my kid's not allowed to wear red or this. 3-4 colors. Why? I said, because I'm worried if my kids wear these colors, they look so good outside, so people will give them evil eye. I said, just say Bismillah and make the mu'awidat on them and let them go out. No, you're still going to get hasan. I said, SubhanAllah, you believe that the power of the evil eye is bigger and more effective than the power of the Quran? What kind of iman is this? You believe in the power of hasan is bigger than you believe in the power of the words of Allah. Just tell me, what kind of iman is this? Or the power of jinn is bigger than the power of the words of Allah, the Quran. Or nazar. That's just something wrong right there. Fear from poverty. So never, take initiative or business or start a business or give charity, because charity makes you happy. Fear from the future. A lot of people have so much worries about the future that they don't enjoy their days. Take it from me. Worry does not empty tomorrow from its sorrow or fear. It only empty today from its strength. That's the only thing worries about future does. A lot of people think, okay, khalas, this is the end of the world. Like I don't know if you guys hear this here or not, but lately in America, a lot of people come to me, Sheikh, you think we are on the end of the days? I said, why? Because Netflix has a series about like the fall Messiah. Khalas, Isa alayhi salam will come tomorrow. I said, no, at the end of the day. Some people have this like, at the end of the world and no more, one of the Shaykh once, one of the ulama, I'm not going to mention his name, but he wrote in his book to his students, please, when you meet al-Mahdi and Isa alayhi salam, give him my salam. He thinking that the students will be there with al-Mahdi and Isa alayhi salam when he comes. There is some people live like that. Khalas, it's the end of the world, nothing left in this world. Habibi, it's not the end of the world yet. It's already tomorrow in Australia. Believe me, there is still tomorrow coming. The problem with this kind of mindset, it doesn't let you grow. It doesn't let you move on. It doesn't let you accomplish things. It doesn't make you move forward. That's the problem with this kind of mindset. Worry about the future, worry about the future. It's like, somebody told me once, Waleed, worry is like a rocking chair. A Okay? It gives you something to do, but never gets you anywhere. It just gives you something like this, you feel like moving. That's right? But the reality is, anyway. So always worry. What do you think if you start this business? What do you think if you start learning this? No, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about this, and you start worrying. What happened? You never move forward. Also, one of the things that strips happiness from the heart, when the heart only attached to the dunya, not attached to the akhirah. There's a big difference when your heart attached to the creator, not the creation. When your heart attached to the dunya, which is temporary, not the akhirah, which is forever. You know, whenever you became a materialistic person, everything is about how much you work, everything about money, about look, about, design, and all these kind of things. That doesn't make the person so happy. And I move on because I want to finish on time. Another point is, it's very important, if you want to be happy, make sure you surround yourself with happy people. You surround with people who are miserable and always complaining, you will be affected by them. Your work and your friends and your social media network, the people you spend time with, your wife, your husband, your children, your parents. Make sure that you're always around a positive force around your people. They say there are some people, they bring happiness wherever they go. Wherever they go, they bring happiness with them. But there's another people, they bring happiness when they go. And the happiness comes when they go, not bring. The happiness comes when they go. So there is people, they bring happiness when they come, and there is people, happiness comes when they go. So don't be among those, so that happiness only comes when you leave. No. Pessimism. Pessimism, it is another thing that kills happiness in the heart. And make sure to be very careful not to be pessimist. Pessimist, superstitious, numbers. Khalas, I saw number 13 or number 6. Now, what is it in Malaysia? They are superstitious number what, 4? Is it for China? Chinese and Southeast Asia all suspicious with the number 4, or is it 4? 4, huh? Yeah, number 4. Even there's no number 4 floor. Same thing in the Western 13. Then you have number 4. I never seen people have so much superstitions like Chinese. Like I was surprised. I didn't know that about the culture before. Oh, don't flip the fish in the fish market because that means the boat will flip in the sea. Weird stuff like that. Can you imagine you live like that? Oh, seeing an ambulance in the morning, bad day. Seeing a bad cat in the morning, bad luck. Seeing a mother-in-law in the morning calling you from overseas, bad day, bad luck. Anything, like people have a lot of weird stuff. Seeing a man with a big mustache is different culture. It's a bad luck. What does this do then? Breaking something in the morning, it means a bad day. Friday is an unlucky day. And people have a different culture. You have to be optimistic. They said, if you want to find out an optimistic person or a pessimistic person, take them to the donut shop. Why? They said the pessimist person will see the hole, and the optimistic will see the donut. Will see the donut. But the pessimist, why this hole is missing? Yeah, very negative. Always thinking the most negative way. Nabi Sallallahu was the best example for us. He's the most optimistic person. Optimistic people always find opportunities in their difficulties. Pessimists is the opposite. They always find difficulties in their opportunities. Sometimes it can be good to think about the worst. Don't do too much. You wish for the good and you plan for the worst. You know, one person said once, I like pessimists. They are always the ones who bring life jackets to the boat. Just think about the worst scenario. One thing also is very important when it comes to happiness is the issue of the individualism. There's a big difference when you live for yourself and you live a life with about volunteering, about helping others. Those who help others are happy. Way happier than those who live for themselves. Look, try to organize events. Try to organize, charity work. Try to help. Even, wallahi, I know you guys busy. I know you guys busy here. But I tell you also, we are so busy where I live. We work 10 hours a day and this kind of work. And still I see the community member go, volunteers, and the weekends and involve. Just trying to make sure that this is a very important element for happiness. Live for something bigger than yourself. Live for an issue, for a case, don't live only for your own personal interest. And you will see how your life will be different. Since we talk about Chinese, I will tell you a nice Chinese proverb. They say, if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go fishing. Agree. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want happiness for a lifetime, help someone else. 100% agree. Negativity. Don't be negative. You only see the bad thing in the society, in the country, where you live, with your family, with your children. You only think about your children, what the wrong things they did. You only see with your spouse the things that they did wrong. The only thing your job, your work, your society. Remember, in Mecca, he said this is the best country, the most beloved country to my heart. You have good manners, and he came here just to perfect them. That's the people of Quraysh. Don't let negativity take over and eat you from inside, because if it does, there is no space for happiness. Don't always think about have a good faith in others. And this is my last 2 points. Those who are not happy in their life, most likely also because they don't have clear goals in life. Life without goals is very boring life. I'll give you an example. What's your guys' favorite sports here?
Football.
Football. Anybody else? Everybody here watch football? Everybody. Can you imagine if we do this? Let's take the 2 goals, take them out. We have 2 teams playing football, but no goals. Take it out. Or basketball, the ring, we take them out. Or hockey, take them out, the goal. Or football, take the goal out. And the whole game will be, I pass it, he passes, we go all the way there, they go. Would we have Muhammad Salah and Messi and Ronaldo? All these guys would be like very famous. They're not going to be paid what we paid today, because that will be a very boring game. Would we have a national team and golf tournament or Asia tournament? No, because nobody interested to watch guys who are just passing the ball to each other. That's right. Or running across the field. That's right. It will be a very boring game. Why? Because you took the goals out. That's exactly your life without goals. That boring game. That's exactly what your life looks like without the goals. It's just one boring game. Put the goals and see how your life will look and will feel. And goals is very interesting in every aspect of your life. You should be a goal-oriented. In deed, in relationship with Allah, in relationship with ilm, have a goal. My goal this year, to
to do this. Ramadan is coming. My goal in Ramadan to make Khatm al-Quran twice. I have a clear goal. My Ramadan goal, never miss, for example, not miss any Taraweeh. My goal this Ramadan is to provide 3 iftar, 3 days I'll sponsor iftar for community. I have a clear goal what I want to do. In 2020, my goal is, how many surah I memorize in the Quran? 6, 7. So my goal by the end of 2020, my memorization of the Quran will be increased by another 5 surahs. Guys, if you pray the 5 daily prayers, and after each prayer, you read 4 pages from the Quran. You make Khatm al-Quran every month 1 time. 4 pages. After each salah, you make Khatm al-Quran every month 1 time. That's 12 times a year. 8 pages twice a month. 2 pages every 2 months. So I have a goal. Financially, I have a goal. My relationship with my family, I have a goal. My career, I have a goal. My education, I have a goal. My personal development, I have a goal. I'll learn new skills. Make your life as a goal-oriented and see how happy your life will be. And finally, one of the things that make you happy in your life, when you have a sense of accomplishment. It's so important to get that sense of accomplishment. That's why when you put your goals, make them goals that achievable. Because when you accomplish something, you feel so happy. Make small little goals to achieve so you can keep yourself happy. The more you accomplish, the more you achieve, the more the real meaning of life is felt and tasted. They say, you can't add more time to your life, but definitely you can add more life to your time. I know you guys, especially in this part of the world, very hard working, men and women. And I say this to my community because I live in a community also hard-working people. I know some other community, they hardly work. but you guys work hard. So those who work hard, they work hard and it's Chef, I'm trying to make a living. But you know what? Sometimes when we are trying to make a living, we forget to make a life. And one thing that makes you feel sense of life is that sense of accomplishments. I have a book I'm going to read. I have a series I'm going to listen to. Alhamdulillah, this weekend I have accomplished by attending a course. That sense of accomplishment is so important to keep you going. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also at the end of the day, one thing that's so important is to make sure that you make a lot of dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you ask Him to give you happiness in this life and in the akhirah. Allahumma ameen.